In the dusty town of Windmere, where clocks ticked slower and memories lingered longer, lived a quiet boy named Kian. He wasn't like other children. While others raced through fields or climbed rooftops, Kian sat on park benches sketching broken watches, listening to the wind and waiting for something, though he didn't know what. His grandfather, a clockmaker, had once whispered a strange tale: "Time isn't just what ticks inside clocks, it lives. And if you ever find its heart, you can ask it for one wish." Kian didn't forget those words. One rainy evening, after another lonely day, Kian wandered to the edge of town where an ancient clock tower stood, sealed for decades. As thunder rolled above, the door creaked open for the first time in years. Drawn by a force he couldn't explain, he stepped inside. Cobwebs draped over gears like delicate veils. A spiral staircase wound upward, each step groaning under time's weight. As he climbed, he heard a faint tick-tick, but unlike any clock he'd ever known. It was slower, deeper, as if the building itself had a heartbeat. At the very top, he entered a chamber with no walls, just swirling stars floating seconds, and glowing minutes spinning like constellations. In the center floated an orb of pure light, suspended above a giant clock face made of glass. Kian stepped forward. "Why have you come?" asked a voice, not heard but felt. It pulsed through his chest, echoing in his bones. "I want time to move forward," Kian said quietly. "I'm tired of being stuck." "You are not stuck," the voice answered. "You are waiting for meaning." The stars shifted. "Think I wish I could fix what's broken. My family, my life, myself." The clock stopped ticking. "One wish," said the voice, "but with it comes a choice." A golden hand emerged from the orb and held two things: a glowing feather and a tiny key. "If you take the feather, you'll forget your pain, but you'll lose all memory of who you are. Peace without truth. If you take the key, you'll unlock what you've forgotten. But truth brings sorrow before it brings light." Kian hesitated, then reached for the key. Instantly, memories burst inside him. His mother's laughter, his father's music, the night of the accident, the silence after, the therapy rooms. The years of feeling invisible, of not fitting in. He fell to his knees. But then a warm wind lifted him. The orb glowed brighter. "You choose truth," the voice said. "Now, return time, not for yourself, but for others." The stars collapsed into a single glowing clock. With the key in hand, Kian turned the dial. Everything shimmered, then vanished. He woke up in his bed, the morning sun kissing the curtains. Everything felt different, lighter. On his desk lay a small gear-shaped pendant and a noting: "You carry time now. Where you go, healing will follow." From that day on, wherever Kian went, time seemed to shift for the better. Broken things fixed themselves. Sad people smiled without knowing why. His sketches brought peace to strangers. Time flowed differently around him, softer, kinder. Years later, Windmere became known not for its dust, but for its strange warmth. People said time moved more gently there. And in the center square stood a new clock tower with no numbers, only light that pulsed like a heartbeat. They called it the Heart of Time.